half man, half animal. These 19th century sculptures are some of the Quai Branly's treasured pieces. But as far as Benin is concerned, they were looted by France after its invasion in 1892, and they don't belong here. So should they be returned to their original home? President Macron seems to think so. In a historic move in Burkina Faso last year, he pledged to repatriate African art held in French museums within 5 years, much to the dismay of curators.
The debate immediately opened a legal issue since these pieces came into our public collections legally, given the relations at the time. And you know that once pieces are legally part of our public collections, they're inalienable. They cannot be returned to a so-called owner, who doesn't exist for these museums since these countries didn't exist at the time.
Macron's announcement was welcome news for Abidjan's Museum of Civilizations, which estimates large amounts of Ivorian artifacts are currently held overseas. But for the director, the process mustn't be rushed.
Il faut essayer de voir comment réunir toutes les conditions.
We have to see how all the conditions can be met to receive these objects, which are in a certain condition and will be arriving in a different space. So should these items be returned right away?
That is the question raised by some experts who believe most African countries are not equipped to take care of these artifacts. So rather than refuse to return them outright, some, like the Victoria and Albert Museum in London, are offering long-term loans. This collection of Ethiopian treasures, which includes sacred manuscripts and gold, was looted by the British Empire 150 years ago.
There are a lot of complexities surrounding their inclusion in the museum collection and their kind of legal status. So talking about a loan is perhaps the easier way of ensuring access to these collections.
The Ethiopian government has requested all the artifacts be returned, a request the museum has so far refused. But it's keeping a close eye on developments in France, where a set of guidelines on how to start returning African art is expected as early as November.